Welcome to another chess video. Now the question I want to ask you is, how good is your chess? Now it's an open-ended question and kind of rhetorical. Obviously I can't talk to you, but the point is, if you're watching a chess video and you're trying to get better, who's helping you? I watched a lot of different videos from different guys. Now you can learn from any video, but your ability and your skill is going to help you learn faster and better as it's higher. If you're not a highly skilled player, just watching guys' random videos doesn't really help your game. And if you're a low rating player, you are living that reality because your rating is low. They're not helping you. They're not helping you understand. They're not helping you get better. So this is what I do. And I do it better than anybody else, really. It's not even close. So the thing you want to do is look at this video and look at my other videos and then look at this and go, well, can this guy help me? That's all that really matters. Can I help you? The answer is yes. Can other guys help you? Some yes, some no. So that's it. You know, you have to define what you want and who's going to help you get there. I'm just telling you, I will help you improve your game faster than anybody else because I know more about teaching people how to be good than other people. It's just that simple. So let's go get some, shall we? All right. What's going on here? We're a piece down. Now, two things that show up immediately to me just on the overview. So we want to look at the board and get a grasp of what's going on. Two things that jump out to me is, number one, this queen looks trapped. But number two, the first move I looked at literally was queen h6 check. Okay? I just tell it to you the way I see it. If you agree with me, fine. If you disagree with me, fine. So this queen has limited access. Look, where can this queen go? 8 directions. Let's go here. Queen can go to h5. No, 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 no. So the queen only has one move. This move doesn't get it. This move gets the general idea the queen is trapped. We're going to attack the queen. But queen to h5 and you've blown your opportunity. So we want to look for a better move. This is not a horrible move. Just comparatively it's horrible. Look at this move. This move seems to solve everything because not only does it attack the queen, but it attacks the queen's only safe retreat square. So an X-ray attacks this. The X-ray attacks the queen and goes right through the queen to the h5 square. So we play bishop to e2. He can play queen takes bishop, queen takes pawn, everything else loses. Game over. So the secret is when you ask yourself the correct question. I spotted the queen is trapped. How can we wrangle or capture that queen? We had to attack the queen. We had to attack its square. That was the only friendly safe square. The only move that can do that is bishop e2. When you ask the correct question of yourself, the answers are going to be so easy to find. So that, I'm building the technique for you guys of asking correct questions or making correct observations. It's not a specific scientific process. It's scientific with a structure to a degree, but it's not, it's not like 2 plus 2 is 4, 2 plus 3 is 5. It's not like that kind, all right? There is a little bit of judgment involved, and that's the hard part. Okay, what in the heck is going on here? Now, one of the things that I see conceptually, you see this formation every once in a while, And the move is usually d5, where you play a pawn that attacks this bishop, and the bishop will attack this queen. Now, clearly d5 is not possible. So the question is, do we have something else that we can do? This bishop, we can't chase it. f6, bishop h4, g5, bishop g3. You can't get the bishop. We could play h5 attacking the queen. Doesn't do anything. He just goes queen to d1. This would be an excellent safe square. This is not safe because we'd hit him with knight d4. So the thing is, none of these are very brute force-ish ideas, and they don't really seem to be getting anywhere. Now, you can play cheap shot chess. I don't recommend cheap shot chess. b5. Bishop takes double question mark, queen checks. Actually, the knight can still come forward. It doesn't even really work. Oh, fudge. So this cheap shot idea on this bishop is not even a good idea once you analyze it. b5, bishop takes b5, queen checks. You can play knight to c3, but the key is queen takes b2. So forget this pawn business. Queen checks. The idea is here, queen checks. The idea is that you attack this b2 square. So clearly the move, he can't play c3 because queen takes b2. You're going to eat this rook. If he plays knight to d2, so that if you play queen takes b2, he can move the rook, that's fine. But the point of queen checking is that we see the formation that wins, and that the response to the formation, d5. We want to get out of the way of this pawn, create a little chaos, make him defend against the queen, but our real goal is to play d5. So watch this. Queen checks. We don't want to take this rook. Queen, we do want to take the rook, but queen takes pawn, rook b1, and you've blown your opportunity. Now look, the queen is out of the way. The queen is not likely to be attacked in any meaningful fashion. It'd be c3, queen a5, b4, queen b6. You're safe. We just opened up the avenue that I wanted open. Now again, this is an experience advantage position. My advantage in experience allows me to solve this at a fast rate because I see the underlying true threat of d5. So that's not really 100%, if you're a younger guy without experience, it's not a fair comparison. Okay. Oh, what is going on? That's a good question. Now, yes. This is a classic. This is a classic endgame trick. All right? As you saw, I've solved this in under 20 seconds. The key thing is, I'm going to show you categorically what this is. This is an endgame tactic that you have to master. Normally it's done usually from the horizontal. We're going to do a vertical version. And we're going to play rook to f1. I dare you to take my pawn. He can't take it. Well, the reason he can't take it should be obvious, but if he takes it, we skewer him. Rook to d1, and rook is gone. Now, in his book, Nimzovich teaches us rooks belong behind passed pawns for defense or for offense. Black has offensively put his rook in the correct place behind the pawn. The problem is, in this position, the defensive rook d1 is crushing because we're going to queen that pawn if he doesn't take it. So this is, again, an experience problem. My experience leads me to solve this. And this is experience from reading the book by Nimzovich, My System. Not my system, his system. Okay? So it's a classic lesson. Like I said, I solved this in under 20 seconds because I have been previously and correctly taught by the Grandmaster himself in his book. think that book's over 100 years old, basically. Let me see. What are we doing? We're white. Now we have a checkmating position, theoretically. Fantasy technique. Take a piece, put it somewhere. That's a checkmate. This is a checkmate. This is a checkmate. This is a checkmate. Now, interestingly enough, one of these checkmating squares, which would be H1, H2, H7, and H8, one of them contains a double threat. Where is that? Let's see. Is it D1? No, that's just a checkmate. D2? No, that's just a checkmate, and the checkmates are here. D8 loses a rook with check. That's double question mark. So the last one is D7. Look, there's a threat of taking the bishop with the rook, and then checkmate. G, I wonder what square would be the best place to put this rook. Does anybody else see rook D7? I'm pretty sure you all saw this move now. Okay, so one of the things we have a check here. Let's look at it. We can check him, but we can just take his bishop is the key. We're just going to take your bishop. The point is, we made the best move, rook to D1 exclamation, because you're threatening rook takes free bishop, as my dad would say, or checkmate. Well, now checkmate is alleviated, king to G4. Rook takes free bishop. Okay, we're going to go and... Now, I'm going to take this pawn with rook checks, king to F3, rook takes check. But even if it wasn't check and he wanted to do the simplification, our king wins this anyway. And I'm going to take this with check. Either king H3 or king F3, rook takes G3 check, guarded by the knight, even though the knight's pinned by the rook. So, this one goes back to my dad's rule. Know your checkmates. Okay. And the checkmate threat of rook to D7 gives us the time. He can't move his bishop. If he moves the bishop, well, he can check us. We'll just take it. If he moves the bishop, bishop to B6 to protect it. We just checkmate him. So a classic fork. Knight takes, bishop takes. Knight takes, bishop takes, bishop takes. I don't know. How about bishop or knight takes here? Bishop takes, rook takes. There you go. Kablamo. This is an overload. Overload. Bishop takes. There you go. So I correctly spotted this was an overload situation because when I play knight takes knight, it opens up the rook to exchange a defender. This rook here is overloaded, defending rook and knight. It can defend only one. Rook takes, this is exposing the overload. The queen is also overloaded. Actually, there's two overloaded pieces. Either one of them is deflected away. He can even play queen c7, but rook c1 is the crusher. There's nothing that black can do in this position. He's just smoked. He's lost a bishop for nothing. Okay, the obvious move clearly is queen checks. King to the corner. We just take this. We just take everything. I mean, that's not even difficult. That was just a simple brute force attack. All right? Brute force. Take it, and we had double attack on this rook. Single defense, easy money. Sometimes you just brute force win. It's kind of cheap to a degree, but extremely effective. Okay, here we got a crusher. This is a relatively easy win. So look at this, pause the video, see if you can solve this in a couple of 3 minutes, whatever, and I'll be back in 3. 2, 1. Did you see this move? This is the queen's superpower. It checks this king and prevents escape. And now this other superpower, we're going to check him here, clearing the file for the rook. This is easy once you know the superpower of the queen. The queen g5 check. This is what I saw instantly. Okay, what is going on here? Well, the obvious move is this. We don't want to take with check, f pawn takes, and all threats are gone. So here, rook g3, rook g4. Rook takes check. And the rook takes is not check. Rook takes g4, queen takes g4. And now we can play, once again, rook to c3. You check me, I come up here. You don't have anything. Rook d1, that is. You could check me again. Then I'd play rook to g3. You're screwed, buddy. Rook to g3 is so good, I want to play it twice. The move that wins is so good, I will play it twice. The threat is rook to g3 winning his queen. He can check me, like I said, king h2, check me, queen to d6 check, rook to g3 check again. Fudge. There's nothing this guy could do. So, rook to g3, the move's so nice, I wanted to play it twice. Wow, I didn't even plan that rhyme, it just happened. Okay, that was fantastic. Now, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4. We're down a pawn, big deal. We have, I don't know, pawn takes. Doesn't really do anything, does it? Knight takes. Yeah, these are ideas that we have. Fudgerooski, I'd like to play to the corner, but can't get there. Don't have rook f7, I mean queen f7. Don't want to play this because he's got queen takes c5, which could be dangerous. I mean, it kills our attack is the problem. Well, here's an idea. He cannot defend. Notice he cannot defend this square of d6. Queen can defend it. Nothing. The bishop can go back to defend it. So let's look at knight to c4. We found a weak square. Oh, look, there's another one maybe on b6. Knight to here. Let's say bishop goes back to f8. Now, can we take this? Take, queen takes, knight takes. Sorry. Take, if pawn takes. Brrr. Well, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 against 1, 2, 3. We could take this pawn. So pawn takes. He plays pawn takes. We can play knight takes on f7. He plays knight takes. We play knight takes again on f7. Looks pretty good to me. All right, we found the weak square, and now we've gotten the defender to leave the defensive e5. So take, take, knight takes, queen take. No, we don't want to play queen takes with check. All right, now, again, if pawn takes, we have simply knight on f takes. And that gives us this attack on f7. Now, he could play knight takes here. We play knight takes again, possibly, with this f7 attack. We could play queen checks, queen takes, knight takes. Doesn't really do anything specifically. We're winning a pawn and opening up the position for us. It's a small but excellent advantage. You took my I don't know, what'd you take? My pawn? Well, there's always two responses to a move like bishop takes, b2 check, and no, I resign is not one of those responses. Okay, I guess there's three responses. There's take it back, don't take it back, and resign. So there's three responses. So it's like, okay, well, I like my dad's rule. You have a strong dark square bishop. I like to move to the light squares, please. This might be the move. In fact, well, there's another idea that we have here, is that rook takes bishop. What happens is that I see this bishop. We've got this move in reserve. And if we play this move at the right time, it might be absolutely decisive. Let's go rook takes bishop, rook takes rook, queen takes rook. How does that sound? You want to play rook takes queen? Well, bump and score, bishop to d5 check. It doesn't win. He's got king to f8. So we're going to go rook takes, bishop checks now. If he goes king to f8, we're going to hammer him with our queen. Yeah, we're taking your bishop, buddy. Because fatality. Now we take your stupid rook. We used, this is a classic. Let me go back here. The move, bishop takes b2, sorry, check, gets us in a desperado-ish type of situation. And if you haven't seen my video yet of desperados, the secret there is there's a secret move you have to find in a desperado sequence. And if you find that move, it will turn the game into your favor. And it's exactly what happened. So we realized, again, he's got a strong dark square presence on his attack, but my light square presence is even better. Because, whoops, the in-between move that's crushing is bishop to d5 check. And now I'm just taking your rook. The best he can do is move, maybe rook to f8 or rook to d8, something that avoids the checkmate. But he's just lost a piece. And, he's just a bishop down. We would play at some point, if necessary, bishop c4 or bishop to e4 to secure our bishop. Bishop to c4 just blocks this pawn forever. I like bishop c4 better. Yeah. Man, this is a great problem. This is a windmill problem, or windmill style problem. So, let me look at this for a second. Figure out how to best do the Yeah, it's all good. He goes to there. Well, what I need to do is I need to be able to play this move and just annihilate him on g7. Problem is, he's going to take my queen, so you can have the queen. Double check. The only move that isn't checkmate, essentially. It's checkmate if that's not if I play anything else. Now here, the only follow-up check is bishop to g7. I saw this in analysis as well. But this is based off of the sequence of a windmill with this bishop and this alignment double attack on g7. Crunchy. Saw this all in and out in visualization. There was no good way to explain this to you, so I figured I would just do it. Sometimes you just need to see it. Basically, almost everyone has learned the windmill kind of sequence with this, long bishop on the bishop on the long diagonal, and a rook or a queen on the file. You need to see it to file it into your brain, and then you access it again later. I have another video about windmills and about the secrets of windmills. Very useful to go and find and get more information. All right, what are we doing here? Obviously, rook takes fails. I mean, queen takes check fails. We do have this nasty check followed by unblockable diagonal followed by rook to c2. And now, again, there's a square he just can't defend, and that's h2. So this was all based upon the question I asked myself is that this lets my queen in. The natural place for rooks is on the 7th rank, and that pointed out the fact that h2 is essentially unguardable. I'm threatening if he leaves control, I'll check and mate him. I'm going to play queen f2, and then queen takes h2. There's just nothing he could do. Check, step up, avoid the check. I mean, it's basic stuff.